Hello, Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas. Today's date, it's February 1st of 2021. I have moved a lamp from back here over onto this desk. It has a shade on it, so it's, I have another lamp it's behind the monitor, but it's just a bulb that hangs down on this type of stand, so that the monitor the monitor is blocking that. All the way over on the other side of the room is a duplicate lamp with I can probably turn that and show it to you. Well, let's see if you can see this. I can't see what you're going to see, so I'm going to have to. There you can see the lamp, but it's kind of bright, so you really can't tell much about it. I'm using OBS. And I'm using I moved that from over here to over there. Using the Logitech Brio camera. It's on a tripod. I'm using the Wave 3, the Elgato Wave 3. I've been using that for what's working out well. So, what else is going on? We got a food delivery in today from Walmart. Turned out to only be about $60 worth. They did not have a few items. With the times what they are, the virus and what have you, and our ages and health conditions, all that kind of stuff, the delivery of food from Walmart, and we order sometime from Amazon for food, not very often. Things like that are working out pretty well. Computer-wise, I have an old i5 Dell computer, and it's working. It does what I need for it to do. I look at the computers. I would love to have. I don't need it, but I'd love to have one of those computers with, the lighting inside and all that type of stuff. The only time I really have, it's not really a problem, but processing a video can take a while. But that's not a big problem for me. We've got, let's see. We have high-speed internet service. It's about $100 a month for it. Now you can actually get. This is Sprint, from Sprint. Doesn't look like it's working very fast right now, but come on, what's going on? My grown grandson lives nearby, and he has Sprint, and I believe he's getting 900 megs down. I forget what he's paying for it. Okay. This is what is going on here. I'm just recording video. I'm not streaming it. I'm just going to stop this and see if I can start over again. Let's see. Oh, I can hear echo being used in the other room, which is not slowing us down, but it's saying it can't. Okay, looks like I think we have lost the internet. What is going on here? Yeah, we have some sort of internet problem. Okay, I'm going to stop this, and I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, here's part 2. I forget what I was doing. Oh, I was going to do a speed. Anyway, how many minutes has it been? I don't know. I think it was 10 or 15 minutes that we were without the internet. Hopefully, I always hope that they maybe have improved something, you know. Well, at least it's better than 300 baud. That's when I started. That's what it was. Dial-up. You know, there was no. This was over the telephone. Having to use a telephone. This is plenty of speed and everything for what I need. Like I said, I think I pay about $100 a month. Now that's also for a phone line for the ex-wife. Let's see here. Results history. So Spectrum is who we use. I can't remember. They've changed. That's another thing that's happened a lot. Happened when I was, happened everywhere. These companies change. Another one takes it over. See, it used to be I can't remember what it used to be before. Now it's Spectrum. One corporation buys out another corporation. Man, in the past when I was in Florida, we had to buy a dish to get internet, but you were only getting then you had to have a phone line that went, I mean, and then we, later in Carrollton, no, not in Carrollton, Texas, I forget when we moved to the small town. I wasn't there very long, or we weren't there I wasn't there very long. We got a big dish, and it was expensive, and it was really designed for you to run a computer or two. But there was myself, my ex-wife, my son, my grandson. My grandson, of course, plays video grown, so he wasn't quite so grown then, but, and he, one of the people, latency and all that type of stuff. Of course, there wasn't much he could do. That was really designed really for, they should have said, well, you can run two computers, just don't, so, So part 2, I don't even remember what was going to be, what was I talking about, and what was going to be part 1. I think President Biden is going to have to go ahead and use the nuclear option, which is, use the, what do they call it? I forget now. It's like when you pass the legislation and then it turns out, that there were mistakes in it. So you can, the president, with Congress has to go along a little bit also. But you don't need, 2/3 or 3/4, just need majority. And the Democrats now have a majority. Can't remember the name of it. But it gives you the power that you can fix a problem. Say you passed a law that, or say you're doing the surplus thing, and say that the Congress, when they drew it up, that somebody, instead of putting down, $600 to each person, put $6,000 down as the amount, and that passed it, by accident, somebody put an extra zero or something in there. What's it called? It almost popped in my head. So then the president, Congress could inform the president, hey, whoops, we made a mistake. And so we're correcting it, and then they would pass it, and then the president would sign it, and it would be fixed, Otherwise, you'd have people going to court saying, well, it said 6,000, or, it could have been 6 million. It said everybody was going to get 6 million, So the president can use this, maybe it'll say here. Reconciliation, that's what it's called, reconciliation. I don't have to look that up. So Biden can use a reconciliation and get what he wants on this stimulus package, but he can't use it again. I'm not sure, maybe next year or something. He can't use it again, or else, Trump was just signing executive orders like crazy and doing evil things with them. And if you could do this reconciliation thing, if you could do something like that, Trump would have been doing, if he could do it unlimited, Trump would have been doing stuff like that. So I think he's going to have to use a reconciliation thing, because Republicans just are not. I did a video, I think a few years ago, basically the history of the Republican Party since the time of Hoover. I didn't have any notes, by the way. I was not alive during the time of Hoover, but and they've been a problem that has progressively got worse until we see the situation we have now. But they've always been a problem. But it's gone downhill big time until we got to, now we have Republican people in Congress who, like in the House, we have a number of Republican Congress people who are refusing to follow the orders, or refusing to wear the mask. They're refusing to go through the doors that have metal detectors. At least one, and I think maybe more is saying, I'm going to carry a gun onto the floor of Congress. I mean, it's gotten... I don't know what all the House rules are. I don't know any of them. But what they need to do, what the House needs to do, but you need just to remove these people from, send them back to Georgia, not as a Congress, tell Georgia, well, you sent us this crazy person, and they're no longer a member of the House, so you better elect somebody or have your governor appoint somebody, however it works in a situation like that. And
Jim, here are your next 4 events. First day of Black History Month is in progress and lasts all day. Tomorrow,
Alexa, off. They need to tell them, hey, send somebody that's not crazy or a criminal, and they can take their seat. Mine are. Is that what used to be Laos? I don't even know anymore. Hey, I could tell you where Katanga was, French Equatorial Africa, Belgian Congo. Where I don't know. Oh my God! A 9-year-old girl was handcuffed, pepper sprayed by the Rochester police officers, responding to a call of family troubles. You see stuff like this from time to time. Now, the police would say, well, a 9-year-old kid could kill you with a gun or whatever, And we're a nation of 330 million people. Has it ever happened? Yeah, probably. What, 2 or 3 times or something? I don't know how many times, but I don't remember where it happened. This wasn't a kid, but the police were trying to handle a situation in a neighborhood. And the police, some of them had their shotguns on, and so they were handling the situation. But the one police officer had a shotgun, maybe more than one, but he had a shotgun, and well, he couldn't grab and do. So he handed it to a civilian, and the civilian, I think, shot him. He shot him or some other police officer with the shotgun. Now, of course, you should never hand somebody. But crazy things do happen. I'm trying to think of. I never had an accidental discharge. I never really had. The worst thing I had, which was just embarrassing to me. Working at St. Joe Hospital, the first one. The nuns there did not spend money for snow removal. They figured, it will melt. And they even said, I don't know whether the nuns said it or not, but if they tried to, remove the snow and the ice, and they didn't get it all, or it was shoveled up and then there was a slight thaw, and then melted and got, ice on the sidewalk, and then somebody fell from that, they could be sued, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So they never did anything about the ice and the snow. So it was a day it had melted and refroze, and it was just, the parking lot was just, anyway, it was unusual. And the entire time I was there, we never had the hold-up alarm go off in the pharmacy. And I was there, I think, 3.5 years or 4. So I was out in the parking lot, and the reason there was a nun who was the pharmacist and in charge of the pharmacy, and she had told all her people, do not press, if somebody comes in with a gun, and do not press the alarm. I don't want security coming or the police coming with guns, whatever. Don't press the alarm. So I guess that's the reason that we only got, well, when I was on duty that I know of. So the pharmacy alarm went off, so I responded over that way carefully, and I didn't go bursting in, with gun. In fact, I don't think I even had my gun out, but I had it unsnapped. And when I went to check out the situation, or whether somebody accidentally hit the alarm or something. And so then I went back to the parking lot. We were very short-handed. Went back to the parking lot, and then one of our elderly doctors, I think it was Dr. Skinner, real nice. All the doctors there were really nice. I think it was Dr. Skinner. He pulled in, and he was old. And he got out of his car. And so I went trotting over there, on the ice and everything, to make sure he didn't fall. And my revolver came out of my holster and went and slid across the ice, right at the bottom of his, right there in front of him. And I went over and holstered it and snapped it, And that was embarrassing, but so let's see what's going on here. I didn't click on this. Here's what really happens when you return items. I guess you all know that, because I've seen YouTubers who have paid X amount of money, and you can't apparently decide. I think there's some way of decision. Amazon will send you stuff that's been returned. They box stuff up that comes in, it's still in the boxes and that type of stuff. And I've watched some YouTube videos where they're unboxing. Somebody will say, I paid $500 for this box, or I paid this, Man, a person, okay, well, let's see, I can sell this for this, and I can sell this for this, and so that's one thing that happens. I'm not sure where you go to buy it, and I don't think I'd want to. I don't have much money, but I don't like buying refurbished items or stuff like that, or like a camera that's been returned, not because it was broken or anything, just returned or something. I don't have much money, but I just don't want to go for that, What was I going to look at? Let's go to CNN. No. Let's go to YouTube. As you can see, the other day I made a streaming video for an hour and 41 minutes. Almost nobody came. I think the most we had at one time was 5. I think one of those was me, so I think the most we had at one time was 4. And what else? Let's see. Well, I think that's it. Now I have to splice these two together. I'm lazy. I don't do any. I should. I don't have a job, so I'm retired. My job is going back and forth to the bathroom. So, anyway, thank you very much for watching.